Hello and welcome to another episode of I'm a Celebrity, Get Me a Whiskey. I'm Dec and this is Ant, according to John from Chingford. Have you seen that, Mike?
No.
He accused us kindly of being the Ant and Dec of the whiskey world.
As long as I'm the taller one.
You are. You'd have to be, wouldn't you? He's the tall one with a really big forehead.
Massive forehead, and you're slightly cute.
I'm a bit cuter, aren't I? Plus, I'm not the one that crashed a car, wasted out my brains.
No.
And basically tried to torch my life down. So that would be you.
That would be me in that circumstance. I think what I'm going to say is I'd be the mum's favourite and you'd be the nan's favourite.
That's actually true of those two, isn't it? It would be. I bet Ant is mum's always looking out for him, whereas Dec would be like, the gran would be like, oh yeah, come get him round again. He's such a lovely boy.
As he's stealing her knickers.
I'm Duncan, aka Whiskey Tip, and this is Mike, aka Whiskey Wings, and you are listening / possibly watching.
Probably listening.
Honest to a mole. Mike, what is the name of the episode today?
It's episode 92, and it's Donny Brasico.
Donny Brasico.
Brasic. Oh!
Old Donny Trump's been churning out executive order after executive order. That's what you can do when you're the most powerful man on the planet, apparently.
It's a beautiful order. It's the best order. I don't know why he's Irish.
It's not Irish.
It's the best order in the world.
But controversially, that Irish accent might be better than the Irish accents in Mobland.
I haven't seen it yet.
Seen that.
Lara's asking me to watch it, and I'm like,
oh, it's amazing.
I do want to get into it, but I need that whole fucking series to be like up there. I can't go, I'm going to wait a week to watch it. I'm like, this is not the friggin' 90s.
Well, that's what they do. It's up to episode 5, isn't it? Because they're trying to get people hooked into the Paramount Plus subscription. So if they gave you all the episodes, people would just watch it all for $7.99 and cancel it again. What have you poured?
I've gone back to the Ardnamurchan cast strength release that I ripped and said it was shit. It was chilled out in the bottle.
Mellowed. Nice. Now, it's episode 92.
Yes.
In the spirit of episode 91, we are also just reciting some of the best songs from 1992.
We are, and those that paid attention, episode 90 featured some little guitar riffs from 90s tracks. Swing! So, music from 1992. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
I'm going to go with, not the best in my opinion, but an absolute banger, I Will Always Love You by Whitney Houston.
Classic. What a song.
Deeply Dippy by Right Said Fred. Absolute track. Absolute classic. House of Pain, Jump Around. Beast.
Is there anybody at all in the entirety of the UK who's over 30 who doesn't know all of the lyrics to the first couple of verses?
Jump around, jump up and get down.
Oh, you know the rap.
I don't. Not me.
That's you then.
Go on. What is it?
I'm not doing it now.
Why?
Performing. No. I'm not. No.
Perform away, Chimpo. Johnny Chimpo.
I've only had a sip of whiskey. I need to warm up.
Right, what else we got? No Rain by Blind Melon. Probably not appreciated at the time, but now one of my favourite tracks of all time. Outer Space, Prodigy. I remember that in a primary school assembly. You know when you have to get like weird dance teachers in or something? And that was something we were dancing to. That's a weird memory. Yeah.
That just absolute banger. I was sent into outer space.
Dr. Dre, Ain't Nothing But a G-Thang.
That would be with Snoop then, wouldn't it?
The Cure, Friday I'm in Love.
Yeah, tune. There'll be loads of metal from 1992, but you just won't.
I wouldn't have even put it in this year, but Motorcycle Emptiness by Mannix.
Oh, what a tune.
That could be a fucking good one to recreate.
Actually, sounds... I feel like I'm singing Muse now, but it's not so far away from a Muse song, the riff. Yeah.
We'll see. Maybe we'll do a Muse Mannix combo.
Yeah. Matt Bellamy was so cool about 15 years ago.
Could it be Magic? But I'll take that.
Tune. I feel like 1991 was better.
Yeah. It's not as good. Man on the Moon, R.E.M.
Very good tune.
What else? I'm going to go for the last one, and it is Ain't No Doubt by Jimmy Nail. Why I man?
I'm sure there's bigger song hits from 1992. Jump Around's doing all the heavy lifting in that list, isn't it?
Yeah,
Whitney Houston, I
so.
Will Always Love You. I mean, that's basically the start and end of your party. Cool. So, what has been in your glass and what's been up your arse?
So, what's been in my glass has been another. We interrupt this broadcast for another Steve Rush tweet tasting. We've been doing some Spey whiskies. You were involved, weren't you?
I was involved.
It was decent. Yeah.
It was really good. What was the four again? Can you name them?
Dram 1 was the Chairman's Choice, which is a PX sherry cask. 40% ABV, 51 quid. Dram 2 was the 12-year-old single malt. 40%, 56 quid. The third was the Tratina cask strength. 59.4, 60 quid. Good value, I think, for that one. And the Fumar cask strength, 58%, 65 cone, which reminded me of DJ Fubar from Magaluf back in the day. But yeah, really, really good lineup. I've done a fair few spade tastings over the year through Steve.
Over the year?
Over the years, I should say.
One a month for the last 12 months.
Yeah, because I never did any of them. I just kept samples.
They do them around the world. So what Mike does is he flies to that country.
Yeah.
Like when they ask you go through customs, airport, you have to write a little card. Why are you visiting? You write spade tasting.
Again. Once a month.
Again. God, this time. Mongolia.
Yeah.
It's the only one they're doing in June.
But yeah, really, really good tasting. I liked the whole lineup. They were all good.
My favourite was the Trutina.
The third one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Once you put up some tasting notes, what I'll do is I will impart the feedback from Mrs. Whiskey Tip. Mrs. Whiskey Tip said that Dram 1 was almost evaporating in her glass. Now, you could read into that it's just basically too easy to sip. So what I took was that Dram 1 and Dram 2 are a little pricey for 40%. But if you know somebody who really wants a truly easy sipping whiskey, I mean truly easy sipping, there is the definition of smooth, easy sipping with flavour. Mark will explain the flavours in it. And you're not like us, like a whiskey snob, but it has to be 43 or 46 or 50 or 55 or whatever.
Straight 40%.
Unbelievably easy.
So the Chairman's Choice PX was nose for me, fig caramel, almond, lemon, marshmallow, and then palate, apricot jam, ginger, oak, dark chocolate, cherries, chocolate orange, lime and raisins. And I just said sipper.
I think that's the one that I said tasted a bit like a Lion Bar. That was either Dram 1 or Dram 2.
Dram 1, I remember you saying that.
Yeah.
Then the 12-year-old honey, chalk, lemon, caramel, refresher bar, almond, strawberry laces, standard. Tasting notes, caramel, fig, ginger, milk, chocolate. Another one which I said it could be really dangerous. Just absolute sippers. And then we moved into the cask strength ones. Dram 3, which is the one you like, the Tratina. I got lavender on it. Really like floral note. Honey, orange zest, cream, vanilla, white chocolate, milk, milky tea. And then I said palate. Bloody hell, that's good. Viscous, rich, delightful, fudge caramel, walnuts, toasted peanut, astringent yet juicy, which I love.
Yeah.
Orange juice and char. Banger.
Char.
Absolute banger. Probably my favourite, I would say.
So we agree on that then?
Yeah, I think so. Dram 4, Fumar, cask strength, Fumare. I put low and slow pork belly, applesauce, Cadbury fudge, fried onions, malt and lime, another great nose, and then on the palate, charred pineapple, dry floral smoke, lemon juice, balsamic vinegar, sour apple chewits, green grapes, and creme caramel. Chem caramel is the only way is Essex.
Your tasting notes were pretty epic. The one thing I noticed was that all the first three really had strong nuttiness in them. So different types of nuts going on. I hadn't eaten any nuts anywhere near that tasting. So, like when you get like a theme in a whiskey, like I think Tocca's has a theme, Nevis has a theme. It seems like Spade Distillery has a theme. There's definitely some nuttiness going on in all of the drams.
Defo.
Which is cool. It's good. If you like nutty whiskies, then Spade would be right up your street, I think.
You could really nut into it.
Spade Distillery, a whiskey to make you nut.
That's one for the clips. Decent.
Watch them change the tagline.
So really, really good tasting again. Thank you, Steve. And we agree the favourites was the Tratina, which is decent. What's been in your glass?
A couple of Loch Lomond bottle kills with Distillery Edition 3 or 4. I mean, they're all very good. That's Speyburn 18. Yeah, Speyburn 18. But also I visit my parents, so there was more sharing of whiskey going on.
Good.
By the time you poured it for 4 people, the bottle's going down a lot faster, isn't it?
Yeah.
I opened up a fresh bottle of Lagavulin Distillery Edition 2019.
Is that the one on offer? Or is that just an older one?
I wouldn't have paid more than 70 quid for it. And sometimes you can get them for sort of 45, 50 quid these days if you're paying attention to like deals and stuff. But it's just a really good 43% whiskey. And I've had a bit of Springbank local barley because it's below the third now, so I need to get rid of it. So I'm just being liberal with it now.
A lefty pourer.
Had it on peaches earlier.
Oh, go on. Did you actually?
Yeah.
Nice.
Little drop with peaches. It's beautiful. Because it's dirty and oily, isn't it?
Have it in your porridge.
All right. I don't really have porridge these days. I tend to just have that kefir stuff and then sort of protein.
Don't have it with kefir. It's just going to split and go horrible.
That'd be like the time I was at a mate's wedding day party. You know, when you go into the evening.
Yeah.
And then we had had too many beverages. And we were like, well, what can we put in this Guinness? Oh. And then we're like, oh, yeah, something like Kahlua or something like that. But one that doesn't split, you know, not a cream-based one. And then we're like, oh, that tastes great. Let's put some Baileys in it. Immediately, the whole pint's just like turning into like brains. So there's that. And also, we opened up a bottle of White Heather 15 that I got from my dad.
Okay, yeah.
This would be the second or third bottle I've tried.
Still good?
It's really good. I really rate it as a blend. It never really gets cheaper than about sort of 40 quid at auction.
Yeah.
So I think I paid like 40, maybe 40. I think 40 plus fees for it for him.
It's quite a consistent appearance as well.
It is. It's got this really big toffee note running through it on top of the gentle spice. It's a really, really good blend. I think even when you and I were in Glasgow or something, and I was like, the bar was just really overwhelming. You already had a few whiskies. I think I ordered it then as well.
Yeah, I think you did.
It's one that I would always go to if I don't know what to pick and I just want something that's very good.
Is that this week's recommendation for Gareth's Corner?
Oh, yeah. Gareth's Whiskey Corner. Something like that. We'll have to come up with a jingle for it. Gareth's Whiskey Corner.
So, yeah, every week a suggestion of something we say, go and buy a bottle of that.
Well, it depends on how quickly we get this out. But if we were to clip this stuff up, then I would say right now the must buy. There's just over 70 bottles of Loch Lomond Distillery Edition 15-year-old. Now, you know, they'll say it's grain whiskey, but it's not. It's single malt. It's just because of the shape of the still that they have to call it grain.
Yeah.
So that's a 15-year-old. It says it tastes of vanilla, peaches, coconut, and gentle spice. Oh. Now, I'm telling you, if they say it tastes of that, it tastes of that. Yeah. That is the probably right up there as the ultimate summer whiskey. So for 55 quid.
That sounds good.
I'd say that's, if it's still available when you're watching this or listening. And
go
you're in the
dive
UK,
in for it.
Yeah, I feel really bad because so I've got another distillery edition bottle in the background. I haven't bought a bottle yet, but I think I'm going to buy a bottle this evening because I'm going to really kick myself for not buying it. But here's the thing, is that Loch Lomond will often say, Michael would say himself.
Slowly.
In a very measured way.
Yeah.
He would say that it doesn't really, you know, the best whiskey isn't necessarily older, you know, 8, 9, 10, 11 years might be perfect. So in this case, this very small batch of 300-ish bottles, 15 years must have been right for it. Because 55 quid's pretty good for a sort of special edition 15-year-old.
I'll have a nose at that after. I haven't really looked at that yet. I saw someone posting about it, but I haven't had much downtime for whiskey.
This is what's been in my glass right now.
Oh, I'm going to say Glentockers.
100% Glentockers, Tockers Watch. Oh, man, I love it when stuff like this happens. I love when a plan comes together. Bartels Whiskey. I've been keeping my eye on Bartels Whiskey website for a while. I still haven't bought that Ledaig, right? And I'm like, what's stopping me? Price goes up, price goes down. Still over 80 bottles left. I'm like,
Yeah, loads of time.
Yeah, I'll do a Goldstein one day. Right?
Yeah.
Bye. Like it should be now, doing a Goldstein basically. It's just going in heavy once you've had a couple of drams in your shopping list. So pretty much like Bartels Whiskey found some bottles of this Glentockers that they put out for sale a while ago. So it's a 20-year-old 1996. So it would have been released 2016, 2017, 2018. Yeah. So they found a few bottles knocking around in the back rooms and put them for sale at £78. Had 10% offer on. So it's like 71 quid. Bought 2 bottles. They're so nice. They chuck samples in. Nice. So you got a free sample with every bottle you purchase. It was like a 12-year-old Ardmore. Big shout out to Bartels. Decent. Yeah. It is not as good as the Berry Brothers and Rudge you can see in the background, which is like holy grail of Tockers.
Yeah.
Right? But it's pretty exceptional for £71.
And significantly cheaper, I'm going to guess.
Yeah, well, you could get that for like 90-ish quid if you were really hunting a while ago. Then it went up to about 110 and then it's all sold out. It's very honey, like really thick honey. Slightly oily, not very floral at all, just a hint of floralness and just loads of orchard fruits, loads of apples.
The solid Tockers.
It just has this beautiful kind of caramel, loads of honey.
A few honeys later.
Very good. So what's been up your arse then, Mike?
What's been up my arse? Very, very easy this one. It's a company called A Smoke. They were a Kickstarter project for a portable pellet smoker. which I jumped on board with.
Pellet smoker?
Yeah, so little wood pellets. Got a battery. Charge up the battery. You can go and cook in the forest if you so wish. However, what I'd say is don't go and cook in the forest because this thing sets on fucking fire. The Wi-Fi is packed in on it, and they basically said, we'll send you a new Wi-Fi aerial for you to install, and then we'll send you a new like controlling board. And I'm like,
is this like a machine that you stick wood chips in, pellets?
No, it's a full barbecue. But I'm like, right. I'm not a fucking engineer. You can send me a new one, thank you. I'm not taking something apart and fixing parts. Like, what could go wrong? It's already set in fire. Me fucking about with it. What do you think's going to happen? My house.
Look, we've sent you a 72-page manual about how to change it. Yeah. What do you want from us?
Exactly. Like, what the fuck? And so I've moaned so much now. They've blocked me on social media. So I had to use Honest or Malt to start digging them out. And they've slightly sent us to spam warnings. And I'm like, motherfuckers. So I've now worked out I can still moan if they do a collab post, because the collaborator has to have blocked me as well. So I can then just start shitting on them for everything.
A smoke.
If you're in the barbecue game, do not go near a smoke. Absolutely stay clear.
Is their business going up in smoke?
It will be if I have my way. Yeah. So that's been up my arse. Ruined.
Sounds like you've been ruined. This Tockers it's quite waxy. That's another thing you want to get from a sort of slightly older Tockers. Little waxy.
Toxic.
No. Little waxy. You know, your sort of candle thing that you always talk about, right? Hitting a kind of like spice, loads of orchard fruits, bags of honey.
Nice.
Good.
I want to say, I'm not saying I misjudged it, because I didn't, because at the time...
You were right on the day.
It was shite. But now it's been open... When did I acquire that? The Welsh Festival? Back in November?
I'm going to get one in early then.
Yeah.
This is something that I would ban if I was Donny Trump. I would ban bottles where we as whiskey fans go, well, I left it open for 6 months and then it really started to taste good. I want it to taste good on day one. Listen, I'm happy that bottles change, but if I pour it out and I'm not really keen on it and I have to have like 3-4 pours, that's already 3-4 pours. I kind of want it to be very good coming out of the bottle if I'm spending... I
suppose, that's not a bad point.
70-80 quid plus on it, you know.
I wonder if they do put stuff in glass, just to obviously they're tasting stuff as they go and just go, that probably needs a little bit longer, just give it a bit of air for a bit.
And I also, whilst we're at it, I don't want to have to put water in whiskey.
No.
Shouldn't need to. If it doesn't taste good without water in it, then don't bottle it.
Don't bottle it at that strength.
Don't bottle it at that strength. Just whilst we're having a whiskey moan. So what's been up your arse? What's been up my arse? Two things. One. So I was out the other day and a mate of mine looked over to me and groomed me like a chimpanzee grooming another chimpanzee and pulled a hair from my ear. But he went, wait, wow, look at that. Put it on my leg. And my first thought was, I might have wanted to keep that.
What, you were growing your ear?
He doesn't know what I'm going for. I might be going for that sort of Chinese martial arts look. Do you know what I mean?
With hair coming off your ears?
Just one hair. So he just pulled it off and he went and he started to explain to me about how I should get it burnt off or something when I go to the hairdressers.
Turkish barbers.
Yeah, he just said you just need to ask your barber. I was like, well.
Yeah.
So now I feel like my barber's let me down again. Remember we talked about this before. Like he's not spotting it and having a chat with me about it.
You're not going to like a Turkish barber?
He's not really Turkish. He's Algerian or something. French.
Oh
Algerian.
Mate, no, you got to go Turks. They get the little cotton wool on a pad, lighter fluids,
right,
or just pure ethanol. Light it and they tap, like tap your ears, tap your nose, tap like all this stuff. And it just singes all the hair.
Right, okay.
So it's gone. And then they put that lovely lemon stuff on you.
There are many, unsurprisingly, Mike, I don't know if you've heard the news, there are many Turkish barbers within a short walking distance of where I live. So
by some vape shops.
Yeah, and some vape shops too. So don't worry, I'll be able to find one. I can locate one. The other thing's been up my arse was actually more of a gentle thing. It didn't really bother me. It was just funny. But when I went to visit my parents, we went to Skipton for the day to meet my sister. Okay. Lovely little town. Beautiful. It was quite a nice day. Nice fish and chips. Sat and ate in the pub. And it got to a point that my parents said, well, we either leave now or we need to leave, or the train's at 6. So it's like either now or 6, say 3:20 or 6. And they said, well, what time are you guys going? I said, well, I'm going to go, about 4 or whatever. We think we'll go now then. All right. So because they got the train out there. And this was after my mum said to me, you could get the train with us. And I was like, well, how much is the train? She's like, it's 30 quid or whatever. Or, it's cheap for them, isn't it? And it's only 30 quid. But then you got to walk 20 minutes to the station, lug in the 2 kids and a dog and everything else. And I was like, where are we going? She's like, Skipton. I was like, looked up. I was like, Mum, we can drive it in 45 minutes. It's going to take longer to get there. We can park for free in Morrison's. So we drive there. I went to hand the house key back to my dad because we'd looked up, we'd left after them. And he went, and I was about to hand it back to him. And I just went, do you know what? I'm just going to keep that just in case anything goes wrong later with your train. Yeah. Just in case. You never know. Look, it's a bank holiday Friday. It's England. And they went, okay, no problem. I'm sure it won't. So then they go off to get the train. And then we didn't hear from them then until later. What transpired is that my mum had got the train time wrong. They'd missed that train. Wait for Mike. They then had to wait until 6 o'clock anyway. So they were waiting around for like 2+ hours, which started. They just went to the pub or whatever. Yeah. Then on the way back, this is the magical bit. So I was going to pick them up. It's pissing with rain. It's like buckets coming down. So Maria's gone, so I can't have a drink. That's what annoyed me. I couldn't drink. So I was waiting around to go and pick them up from the station. So I couldn't even have but sitting at home, like, a cup of tea, this is rubbish. So I go out in the car to go and pick them up, turn up. It's just my mum. What happened is she's on her own. I go, what's happened? She goes, well, I got off the train and then your dad didn't manage to. So he's down 5 miles down the road.
What? How do you not be ready to get off?
I have no idea. And then they were having like a Barney about, like, apparently my dad reckoned my mum had pushed the button, and then we were having a discussion about whether you can even close train doors.
You can if you're on the inside. I don't think you can close them from the outside. That's what I was thinking.
If you get off, you'd have to like push it and then duck out. That would just be... So anyway, if anyone knows whether my mum could have closed the train door just before she got off, so my dad then couldn't get off, we would love for you to answer that question.
Yeah. Sadly, I have to back your anti-Welsh mum on that. I don't think that's possible. That's my humble opinion.
That's what we said as well. We said the same thing. Yeah. She won't. She won't. She doesn't mind you because you speak English. It's just Welsh people who refuse to speak English and speak Welsh, even though obviously it's their own language.
She's had trouble with North Walians. That's the problem.
Outrageous. She's been to North Wales once. She said a bad experience.
Love it.
Right. Cool. So that's what's been up my arse. Yeah. Now, got to do some shout outs. Should have done them earlier. So, we've got this thing called a Buy Me a Coffee page. Buy me a dram. Buy me a dram. So big shout out to Alex Whiskey Loving Pianist, to Alan Smith, not the footballer, to Andy D, and John from Chingford. Thanks very much. You've all bought us some drams, which is massively appreciated.
And Alex, Whiskey Loving Pianist, has just done his first or second review of Croydon Whisky Festival. Right. Made reference to Spirit of Birmingham and said, heard it recently on a Honest or Malt podcast. Right. And then who else was there? Unkilted, Luke Patience. And he said, I'd never heard of him until the Honest or Malt podcast. There we go.
We should get him to play piano for us one day.
Oh my God. Yes. You can do some little interludes.
No, I just meant, no, that wasn't what I meant. I meant we should just get him to play piano whilst whilst we sit and enjoy some drinks. Yeah. If he stops playing, just shout at him. Keep playing. I could have our own little version of the American bar at the Savoy, couldn't we?
NFL draft week.
Is it?
Done. Chargers have done well. We have drafted well. I'm going to say it now, Duncan. You're not going to be surprised. Chargers are going to win the Super Bowl.
I can't cope with a hopium, Mike. Chorlton,
the one from Blind Drams.
The chick, 8-year-old. Peallach.
Peallach.
That was good. I'd like to sample of that next time I see you. I didn't buy all, but...
Well, I haven't, wasn't involved in that tasting, but looking at the notes, everyone fucking raved about it.
Well, you can tell us live now.
Yeah, and it's redemption for Chorlton.
Well, they've had some good bottles as well. But someone did say, and I know this is an unpopular opinion, especially with some people, some of the bottles that have done very well, look, I've never ever tasted a bad Cheg.
True.
Ever. And I've never ever tasted a bad Tockers. And I've never tasted a bad Ben Nevis.
Yeah.
So someone's argument was that the ones that are hits are all distilleries that you can't get wrong.
Kalilas.
So, just saying.
That would be a really interesting tasting.
Go on.
Just the consistently good tasting. That's what you would call it. And just distilleries that are always
on point.
Really, really, really almost impossible to fuck up.
Fuck up proof.
Fuck up proof, yeah.
Fuck Up Proof is a good name for an episode because proof.
Oh, Jesus, look at you.
So, I've also got a bit of this, the latest Summerton bottle, which is Wolfburn. Now it's £60. I've seen Dan driving around in his Ferrari. I'm not happy about it.
Yeah.
So now it's £60. Actually, Dan needs all your support he can get, really, Dan and the team Summerton. So if you have a spare £60 that you want to put every 2 months to get a bottle, this is an 11-year-old. This is the oldest whiskey from Wolfburn they've done. 11 years old. It's a limited release bottling. Sherry cask and bourbon cask Double Wood.
Double Wood. What's it like?
I haven't sipped it yet, but I'm assuming it's going to be sort of somewhere between cherry and bourbon. So let's see.
I've had some real hit and misses with Wolfburn, I'll be honest.
Same.
Yeah, I was quite pro Wolfburn initially.
It's quite a lot of oak char in it.
Is there? I like that though.
Yeah, you might love it then.
Wood.
Heavy on the wood and char. Burnt caramel. Yeah, I'm going to let that breathe for a second.
Come back. Could be an Ardnamurchan.
Oh, no, it's drinkable. Of course it's drinkable, but it's just quite wood-centric for me. You just said Wolfburn's going to be hit and miss, right?
Yeah.
They were your words, not mine. Then I just agreed with you.
This Chorlton is delightful. The nose is so Moorish.
Go on. Tell us what you're getting.
It is, have you had a Basque cheesecake?
Yes.
Basque cheesecake.
Yeah.
Quite medicinal.
Yeah.
Not majorly industrial or rubbery. Palate. Industrial, rubbery. Basque cheesecake. Sucking Basque cheesecake through a rubber pipe. I
can't remember what I said for it, but I do remember that I scored it a 5. So
that's lovely. Absolutely lovely.
This is very woody. I have to say, I love the Speyburn 18. I'm going to need some time to get my head around this Wolfburn. Initial reaction is it's a bit too charry, woody for me.
Yeah.
It's not one that I think I was expecting sherry crossed with bourbon cask, some kind of like raisins, some sherry notes, maybe some kind of...
Not just oak.
Orchard fruits. It's like I'm sucking it through a tree. Slightly charred burnt tree. So we'll see. Let's see what goes on that Wolfburn. I think I'm going to go back to a bit of the Tockers. If you were Donald Trump and you could write all these executive orders to ban stuff, like stop straws, he just got rid of straws, slapping random tariffs on, all kind of stuff.
Yeah.
What would you do? I'll just kick off with one. I think someone was talking to me about how good the Rolling Stones are, and it's been something that's really wound me up for a while. So if I was Donny Trump and I could just ban stuff, I would ban very, very old bands from still being allowed to tour. It really winds me. It upsets me.
It's not a bad show.
Really
look
pisses
at
me
fucking off. Guns N' Roses. Axl Rose.
Exactly. So they've got loads of great music. And look, the Rolling Stones are an incredible band. Yeah. But just give it a rest.
Yeah.
Yes, your songs are amazing, but you know that you were better 10 years ago. You were even better 20 years ago. You were even better 30 years ago. Now, I'm not saying stop making music. And maybe if you want to perform your new music, okay, but stop playing all your old songs from like 40, 50 years ago.
Maybe they're only allowed to do acoustic.
I like that.
Just acoustic.
I like that. And,
no running around.
And only play in libraries and maybe coffee shops. That's it. Old people's homes. I'd be fine with that. I'll go and see my gran today. What's going on today? Oh, they do the bingo and then the Rolling Stones are coming to play. Oh, not loudly, I hope. Oh no, they're going to be playing on acoustics. Don't worry.
You still have people turn it down.
Drummer's going to do that thing which just has drumsticks and just drums on his leg. It's just quiet. Yeah. So that was what came to my mind basically.
I would immediately bring in a law that says you have to show exactly where that product was made. Right. I want the GPS coordinates.
Get rid
on
of that
bowl.
Irish stuff where they all say it's their own whiskey and it's
and also
just Bushmills.
American bourbon, like barrel selected from thing, and I'm like, where's it made? MGP. That's what I do. I want GPS coordinates on everything. Like, there's nothing wrong with MGP. They got some really good stuff. Just be like, I went to MGP. I've catered this recipe. I'd love to have my own distillery, but I can't got fucking 20 million to get one started.
Oasis shouldn't be allowed to gig anymore. That should be done. I mean, they're boring as a band in the first place.
Dare you?
I mean it. I really mean it. Because it stops people listening to new music, and then what happens is new bands are shit now because there's no point, because they can't get on and do anything big, because people like the Rolling Stones and AC/DC and all this stuff, and I like all these bands, they just won't stop playing live gigs, so there's no upper echelons to go to anymore, right?
Yeah, I disagree.
Oh, well, listen, if I was Donny Trump, I'd ban it anyway. I wouldn't be listening to people like you, Mike.
I'd ban disagreeing. In fact,
I'm pretty sure he's done that already. I was
going to say.
Yeah. So here's one on whiskey.
Yeah.
Straight away, the executive order, I'd be signing the bit of paper and I'd have the guy read it out. You know, he has that guy that reads it out. And I go, oh, what's this one for? And he'd go, Mr. Trump, this one is to ban, you know, when you're having a bottle of whiskey and on top they've put plastic.
Yeah.
So you have to fiddle around with it for ages. That's what we're banning today. So he go, that's great.
Fair.
It's, you know, you have a bottle of whiskey about open a bottle of whiskey about once a week, once every 2 weeks. And when they're plastic sealed, it does my head in. It takes about a minute to open it.
I'd say it's more of a problem on sample bottles because, again, they're smaller. I end up just biting them. Then you break into like the metal lid that's on the sample bottles gets like dented from your teeth marks, and you look like you're a fucking savage, desperate to get these whiskeys. I'm like, no, I'm just trying to open the fucking thing.
Absolutely.
I wasn't that desperate. I'm trying to chew metal off to get it in me.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to break the plastic seal.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why I'm a fan of electric tape. A bit of electric tape. Shocked Goldstein, like, why have you got fucking tape around my thing? I was like, stop it leaking.
Stop him being shocked. It should be really electrical tape. Anyways, a non-whiskey related one for you. I would ban people getting dogs that are supposed to be hairy and then shaving them. It winds me up. They get people buy a dog that's designed to be hairy. Like, that's how the dog looks. They bring it home. They go, oh, there's hair everywhere. Trim that off. So then the dog doesn't have its double coat. So then it overheats and it looks shit. So people get a dog that looks great with hair on it, like an advert. When you go, what do you want that dog? Want that dog, the one with all the hair on it, looks amazing running in the wind.
Yeah.
Take it home. After 2 weeks, they're fed up. They just trim all the hair off. Think about how that dog feels. That dog has to look in the mirror every day and go, I look ridiculous.
You're putting a lot of human emotion into the dog. Like, maybe yours is cleverer than mine because mine is just thick as
Your
shit.
dog's supposed to have short hair, though. That's how it was designed to be. It doesn't have long. It's a short-haired dog.
No, I know. Thanks.
The opposite,
I'm not trimming his fucking hair.
The opposite for you would be if you stuck hair extensions on your dog. That would be like the opposite.
Yes. That would be some blonde highlights. Just a little
like
fucking
a wig.
weave.
Just a dog, like a blonde wig. All right, Barley, what have you done to me, you'd say?
Just like winking away. Yeah.
Give him like blonde hair like he's in Point Break.
Shaving dogs. Interesting.
Yeah, that really annoys me. It's just a pet hate. So I would ban that straight away. And it would be something like if you were caught shaving your dog, 2 years in prison.
Solid.
Yeah, if your dog was supposed to have longer hair and you were caught doing it, 2 years in prison, 100%.
What about the sentence for puppy breeders?
Well, longer than that. I don't know. 5 to 10 years? 5 to 10 years?
10 years. Solid. Look at this. The dictator that is Duncan. Duncan the dictator. Jesus.
Yeah. We'll see what happens. So, on whiskey bottles, this is a sort of classic, but it still upsets me every day when I occasionally log into Instagram and just see lots of people will be adding me and I'll go and have a quick scan of their page and it's just pictures of bottles as if the bottle's like a classic car. And I'm not talking about, okay, hang on, let me put this in perspective. If you genuinely have a bottle of like 1940s Macallan, fine, go and take pictures of it. Literally, like if it's worth 50, 60, 70 grand, okay, I'm okay with that. Go and do a photo shoot with it, go and be cozy with it. Get your picture taken like you would with your family or whatever, or, hire a photographer, do whatever you want to do. If it's genuinely a bottle that's genuinely like a unicorn bottle, okay. But it isn't. Most of these bottles are bottles anyone can buy, right?
I'm now picturing, remember like school photo background, like that blue shit background, and you're like, I've hired a photographer, and you've just got one of these fancy bottles on a primary school background. Just like
when you go in to have your kids are having their picture taken next time, either I just jump in and go with my favourite bottle, go take a picture of me.
Everyone in the same jumper, and then someone like the dad just
me. Eva, smile. It's a really important picture. It's got my Springbank 12 car strength. Eva, smile.
It's always the same though. Like, I don't mind, like you say, I take photos of bottles and stuff, but I take photos of open bottles.
Yeah, I mean closed bottles.
Yeah, but it does annoy me when you look at people's collections and it's just every single bottle is closed. I'm like, you're not a whiskey drinker.
Exactly.
Like you're just collecting and selling and fucking you're not actually partaking.
Like, I even don't mind that so much, but really in reality it happens in everything. So I would also ban Ticketmaster if I was Donald Trump. I'd just shut them down on the literally just executive order. They're done. I just put them into public or whatever because they're making so much money anyway. The government might as well just take them over. So what I'm talking about specifically, because if you go to like a nice field and sit by a river and want to have a whiskey and take a picture, I'm fine with that. In fact, I applaud it. If you want to share on social media, you're enjoying a whiskey by a river, fine. If you're just taking a picture of a bottle that anyone can get in a river or, on top of a car or whatever, what I would like to see more of is people taking weird like pictures of like bottles, if you
in a bin.
In a bin. Yeah, or like I might take that. Look, I love Master of Malt, and if Sam Simmons and Boutique Dave and the whole Master of Malt crew and all the people ever want to do anything with us, I'm here for it. We're here for it. But that Master of Malt 15-year-old, you got a bottle as well, so I'd be interested. Oh. That 15-year-old Black Friday,
yep,
was pants. So
really,
pants. I would like to see that picture of that taken in a bin.
I don't remember anything being pants.
It was only about 40 quid, 38, 39, 40 quid. It was a PX cask, I think.
They can do no wrong in my eyes after that little bad boy. That Dowry milk.
Oh, the Dowry milk, yeah.
Unbelievable.
I've had so many bangers from Master of Malt. I mean, just one that wasn't fantastic. So anyway, I would ban people taking pictures of whiskey like they've got like a Ferrari 3, whatever it is, or some sort of classic Lotus or whatever.
I'd go one step further. I'm banning all photos of whiskey. Unless you own the distillery, you're not allowed to post pictures of closed bottles. Has to be open.
So, but you know what I mean? People then go to add you and you look at their profile and it's just pictures of closed bottles, like post pictures.
Yeah.
Like I'm saying, they've got
like who are you?
If you've got if you genuinely have like a Lamborghini Miura or something, take pictures of it. I want to see it. Right?
Yeah.
But I don't want to see pictures of a bottle of, I don't know, 1996, 71 quid, unless you're drinking it, right?
Or a picture of your bottle of whiskey with the Rolex, which covers up most of the screen. You're like, I've got a new bottle of whiskey. Oh, yeah, we can all see your Rolex, dickhead.
Watches and whiskey is a niche on its own, isn't it? Right?
I like watches. I like whiskey. Yeah. I like a nice wanky cigar photo. Yes, I don't care. I know it's wanky. But again, you will see. There's cigars. And what's that cigar? It's fucking lit. Because I'm not just holding cigars. Now you need a cigar in your ear. Just sticking out your fucking...
I do the Conor McGregor thing where everywhere I walk I've got a cigar. When I go to drop the kids off at school, I just have a cigar in my hand.
Punching old men.
So what else? Well, I ban Conor McGregor, but what else I would ban would be... this is a bit controversial, this one. Maybe. I would ban, because I think I got quite events focused, I'd ban politicians from going to events, because this is also, we're talking about Donny Trump. So obviously, Donny doesn't count as a politician. He's like an executive.
Donny Brasico.
He's Donny Brasico. But I would ban other politicians from going to events, and I would cite my evidence for that as seeing video footage of David Gove at a nightclub somewhere around Newcastle. And I feel like they shouldn't be at events. Like they should just accept that they're not allowed to have fun, right? You know, fun. If they're having fun, we shouldn't know about it. That's it. Definitely shouldn't be at events. Definitely shouldn't be at nightclubs. Not allowed. They should be their own nightclub or events just for them. I'm okay with that. Fine.
Yeah.
But not with, regular folks.
Do you know what I would ban immediately? Shitcoin.
Yeah. Any specific one? All
of them. All Bitcoin, all fucking things. Shut up.
Yeah.
Shut up. And what did you send? You messaged me the other day. You said on the phone, there's a lot of liquidity going into shitcoin at the moment. I was like, what the fuck did you just say to me?
It's like money's coming out of the dollar and dollar's devaluing. It means like global liquidity is going up. It doesn't really mean that necessarily. Look, this is a podcast about whiskey. Liquidity is in our nature, right?
Yeah.
So it doesn't necessarily mean that that liquidity is really rapidly rising, but that seems to be the sort of general theme. Because gold has gone very toppy and exploded, and the sort of general view is that Bitcoin might follow. But yes, I agree with you. The thing I hate is I would ban all these rubbish meme coins where lots of people get money rug pulled on them. So like that one in like Salvador or whatever it was. And
this is when you've suddenly been spending too much time looking at fucking dodgy Bitcoin fucking things because you're like, yeah, the rug's been pulled. I'm like, someone's been watching YouTube videos.
Of podcasts around politics and stuff around finance,
shitcoins.
Yeah. I listen to a whole mixture of stuff, as well as whiskey podcasts.
I don't fuck that.
Dear me. So we've got old musicians, Ticketmaster, Every, Postman, people that shave dogs and they should be long haired, popular events that involve politicians, plastic seals and whiskey bottles. Anything else you want to chuck into the mixer?
I'm trying to think if there's anything that's annoyed me recently apart from barbecues. No. I'm happy.
Well, let's see what else Donny bans. And if we think of anything in future episodes, we can refer back to it. But I would be happy if I could just ban old people from being at rock concerts and plastic seals and whiskey bottles. If I had to take two,
if they're your two, and if you had to go down to one,
I'd live with the plastic seals and whiskey bottles and ban old people. Yeah,
you hate the Rolling Stones.
I don't hate the Rolling Stones. I actually really like the Rolling Stones. I hate that my dad doesn't like Queen. That I hate. I don't get it.
Who doesn't like Queen?
It's like I don't even know him, and I've known him for years.
Yeah.
Sometimes he just drops a bombshell on me like that. And I'm like, what's going on? How can you possibly say that?
Do you think maybe one time he said he didn't like him and he's so stubborn, he now has to pretend for the rest of time that he doesn't like him?
It's possible, but like, how can you not get chills when old Freddie Mercury was singing?
Mate, when you're not there, he's got a leather fucking yellow jacket. It's like, just putting a mic to the dog.
Freddie Mercury doing Scatman would have been amazing.
Do you know what? That's exactly where my brain just went as well.
That'd have been so good.
I had a little pause.
That would be incredible. So anyway, so in that case, what would you keep from your list?
It's a toughie. I'd have to have the GPS coordinates.
You need to know.
Yeah. If you haven't got the GPS, you're not putting whiskey out anywhere.
Yeah. Well, very nice. You don't always keep abreast of what's happening on the old X, do you?
Definitely not.
No. So you wouldn't have seen this, but allow me to enlighten you. So I might have had a bit of a competition with...
is this why I woke up to 30 fucking notifications this morning?
It's possible.
Fuck's sake.
It's possible. So I might have challenged old Savlar to a drinking vessel. So I must have just laid down the gauntlet and said drinking out of something weirder. I can't really remember how it started, but it started anyway. And so he started off with drinking out of a NASA shot glass, and I thought, well, that's pretty cool. He was drinking Redbreast Quattro Brillas. So I then went in to have a Glentucker's out of a heavy plastic disposable, not disposable, those reusable coffee cup things.
Yeah.
And then it just got weirder from there, really. He then had a dram out of an actual coffee cup. Wasn't too weird. People
not too weird.
I used something like
done a good tasting from coffee cups.
Exactly. I used something like my grand shot glass. He then used some sort of actual, like if you were drinking out of like a mini cafetiere. It's a bit weird. Then Brian chipped in and he was drinking out of, I don't know, something like a measuring cup.
Like a Pyrex dish.
Like, if you were like measuring something like out a protein drink or something like that. Yeah. It looked a bit like that. And then Saf went really, really weird at the end. Oh, then I was like just cut out the middleman. So I just drunk String That Local Barley straight out of spirits measure, out of the measuring thing. And someone else was, I think it was Brian, said, that's what I was thinking of doing. The one that really stumped me was Sav, who decided to have a dram of Milton Duff 2011 out of a Jamie Oliver flavour shaker. Just wrote, it might be a bit colicky.
Oh.
And that really made me laugh.
Did no one drink out of a shoe?
No, do you know what? It hasn't technically finished. It's just on pause.
Okay.
Anyways, it made me think, also, what's the weirdest thing you've had a drink out of? We were just being silly. That was all. We were just messing about. But I think it's just a gentle kind of two fingers to the crowd who say you must drink out of whatever.
Shoes.
Exactly.
Used to drink out of shoes a lot at rugby. Pints into a shoe and then neck it out of a shoe into people's socks. What else?
The sock pint is a university rite of passage, isn't it?
Buckets where everyone chucks a drink in and you've got one big communal bucket of booze. So you drink it straight out of the bucket. Yeah.
Let's see how this evolves. It might be over now. It was actually
started again. I might take it to a weird place.
There's too much thinking involved for me. I was like,
if I'd have known last night, I would have run around the house like a dickhead, opening every cupboard, going,
what have I got?
What can I do? What can I do?
What have I got?
Like I would have immediately drunk out of like the detergent measurers.
Yeah,
you get like straight away.
Not
a bad idea. Good shape on it as well. They're curved. So yeah.
Oh, I've got to, because we're gonna have to round off. But this Wolfburn, I think they're going to say it's a bit meatier, a bit sort of, like a bit Craig Alicky, right?
Craig Alicky.
A bit more like that. But if I had to take a side between drinking out of a tree and Craig Alicky, I think I would go on the drinking out of a tree side still.
I'm going to say, finish off, redemption to Ardnamurchan, well done, and redemption to Chorlton. This is a redemption podcast. Signed off by me.
Signed off by you.
Both have been approved for drinking head to head. Chorlton takes it.
I think it was ever in doubt. You really can't have a bad the jig. Right. So if you like the podcast, please go on to one of the platforms like Spotify or Apple or wherever you listen to it.
Audible.
And give us a 5-star review. If you haven't done it and you listen to it regularly, then we would appreciate that. We want to thank all the many people, all the people.
The wonderful people, the great people. That was better.
That was better.
No?
We want to thank all the people that have given us a good review. We really appreciate it. And also, if you bought us a dram or buy us a coffee,
thank you very much.
Thank you very much. If you've gone to
Genuinely
buy us a coffee
/Honest
to a Malt, it is nice. It also helps with tax write-offs, which is great.
Yes.
Mike, over to you.
You can find us at Honest to a Malt on all the social media sites, X, Instagram, Blue Sky, stuff we haven't even heard of yet. And you will find all of our articles at www.honesttoamalt.com. Thank you for listening. I've been Mike at Whiskey Wings, Duncan's on at Whiskey Tip, and we will catch you on the next one. Bye. Right, how do I stop this then?
Don't know.
Bang. Oh my God, look at that butt.
It's just so big, so round, so rollable.
I like big butts and I cannot lie. Whiskey drinkers you can't deny. When a sherry bird drops to the big gold base on a Rosso's depth across his face, you get sprung. When a roll up tough, cause you know that cask is stuffed. Full of flavoured sharing, PX drippings glaring. Oh barrel, I wanna open ya, dip my cup of dog in ya. My blenders tried to warm me, but Oloroso got me, so would he.